Welcome to the Purpose Unlocked podcast, your weekly guide to discovering, embracing, and living your true purpose. Whether you're searching for clarity, ready to take bold steps, or simply looking for inspiration, this is the space for you. Join us as we explore powerful stories, actionable insights, and transformative ideas to unlock your full potential. Each episode is designed to inspire you to break through barriers, ignite your passion, and live a life that aligns with your unique purpose. It's time to turn the key, open the door, and unlock your destiny. I'm your host, Kristi Smith, and today's episode is all about overcoming something that almost every entrepreneur faces: goal fatigue. As entrepreneurs, we set big goals, work hard to achieve them, and sometimes we burn out. In this episode, we're diving deep into the signs of goal fatigue, why it happens, and, most importantly, how you can stay energized, motivated, and on track to reach your big dreams. I'll also share my personal go-to strategies to stay productive without getting overwhelmed. If you've been feeling drained or stuck, this episode is for you. Let's dive in. Before we dive into how to beat goal fatigue, let's first talk about what it actually is. Goal fatigue happens when you've been pushing hard to meet your business goals, whether it's a revenue target, a product launch, or a major milestone, and you start to feel mentally and physically exhausted. It's that feeling of being constantly on without taking enough breaks or celebrating the small wins along the way. You might start to notice a few signs of goal fatigue creeping in: feeling overwhelmed by the endless to-do lists, lack of enthusiasm for your work, or having trouble focusing on tasks that used to excite you. You may also feel like you're not making progress fast enough, even when you're putting in the hours. Sound familiar? I know I've been there. A few years ago, I was working nonstop on a huge business expansion, and I thought I could push through without taking breaks. By the time I reached my goals, I was burned out and had to step back to recharge. That's when I realized that burning the candle at both ends doesn't lead to success. It leads to exhaustion. So why does goal fatigue happen? There are a few main reasons that contribute to this common entrepreneurial struggle. The first is unrealistic expectations. Setting goals that are too big or too vague can lead to burnout. If your goals are too broad or you're trying to accomplish too much at once, it can feel like you're constantly chasing something that's out of reach. The second reason is lack of breaks. Entrepreneurs tend to overwork themselves, thinking that the more they grind, the faster they'll get to success. But the truth is, without taking proper breaks and resting, you can't recharge your energy and creativity. And the last reason is that there's no clear milestones. Without breaking your big goals into smaller, achievable milestones, it's easy to feel like you're not making progress. Small wins help you build momentum, but if you skip that step, it can lead to frustration. Goal fatigue isn't just about physical exhaustion, it's about mental exhaustion too. When we don't see progress or when things don't go as planned, it's easy to get discouraged. It's important to be able to spot the signs of goal fatigue early on so you can address it before it derails your productivity and motivation. Here are a few signs to watch out for. Number 1, loss of motivation. If you find yourself dreading tasks or feeling disinterested in the projects that used to excite you, that's a major sign of goal fatigue. Motivation tends to wane when we've been pushing ourselves too hard without proper rest or celebration. Number 2, decision paralysis. When you're feeling overwhelmed, even making simple decisions can feel exhausting. If you're constantly second-guessing yourself or avoiding important decisions, it's time to step back and reassess. Number 3, procrastination. A big sign of goal fatigue is procrastination. If you're putting off tasks you know need to be done or finding yourself distracted all the time, it's likely a sign that you've been pushing too hard and need to rest. And number 4, physical and mental fatigue. Fatigue is not just mental, it's physical too. If you're experiencing sleeplessness, irritability, or chronic tiredness, your body is telling you it's time to take a break. So, what can you do about goal fatigue? How can you overcome it and stay energized in your entrepreneurial journey? Well, let me share you a few strategies that have helped me. My first strategy is to break goals into smaller milestones. Those smaller achievable milestones are, the bits and pieces, right? When I started doing this, it completely shifted my approach. Instead of looking at a huge project and feeling overwhelmed, I focused on accomplishing smaller tasks. Each small win fueled my motivation and helped me stay energized. For example, when I was launching my online course, my big goal was to have everything ready to launch within 3 months. But rather than stressing over the entire project, I broke it down into weekly tasks, like creating the outline, then recording the lessons, and then developing the marketing plan. And by the end of each week, I could check off a milestone, and that felt great to me. My second strategy is to prioritize rest and recovery. This one is super tough for me. Totally honest on this one. But it is crucial. As entrepreneurs, we think we need to hustle constantly. But rest is where true creativity and productivity are born. Now, I schedule regular breaks throughout my day. For the most part, I take the weekends off. Sometimes, not always, but we're getting there. And I make sure to get enough sleep. When I'm rested, I come back to my tasks with fresh energy and focus. Trust me, your brain and body need recovery time to function at their best. My third strategy is to stay connected to your why. When you're feeling drained, it's easy to forget why you started your business in the first place. I recommend taking time to reconnect with your vision and purpose. For me, whenever I'm feeling burnout, I reflect on the impact I want to make through my work and the lives I want to improve. This reminder reignites my passion and keeps me motivated. My fourth strategy for you is celebrate your progress, even the small wins. I'm a huge advocate of celebrating every achievement, no matter how minor it seems. When you take time to celebrate, you remind yourself that you're making progress, and that helps keep your energy up. This could be as simple as treating yourself to a nice dinner after completing a task, or taking a few minutes to reflect on everything you've accomplished at the end of the week. I always take a moment to look at how far I've come, rather than focusing on what's still left to do. And trust me, it doesn't always have to be big. Sometimes treating yourself is just a piece of chocolate, or you're going to read, an extra 5 pages in your book, or you're just going to scroll on TikTok or Facebook or Instagram or wherever you are for a couple minutes. It doesn't have to be huge. It's just rewarding yourself for what you've accomplished. So now I want to challenge you. Choose one of these tips and implement it today. Is it breaking down your big goal into smaller steps? Or is it taking more intentional rest and recovery time? Whatever it is, take action now. And I'd love to hear about it. You can tag me on social media with your goal fatigue strategy, and I'll repost some of your progress and cheer you on every step of the way. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of the Purpose Unlocked podcast. I hope you're feeling inspired and ready to tackle your goals without burning out. Remember, as entrepreneurs, it's not just about the hustle. It's about working smart, staying energized, and taking care of yourself along the way. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who could benefit from it. Until next time, take care of yourself, stay focused, and keep unlocking your potential.